Hi, Dave Taylor here again, and this time I want to talk about wearables. Specifically, I want to talk about this thing on my wrist. This is a Samsung Gear S. Let me show you by getting the screen to turn on. I know it's upside down, but it's a 2-inch OLED screen and it's curved. How's that for cool? It's a curved glass screen. What is this? It's really a phone on my wrist. Now, it pairs with a Samsung phone, so you can see here on my S6 that I have the Samsung Gear app running, and that's really sort of the primary way to have things work back and forth. But it's actually pretty slick. You can take phone calls on it, you can send text messages. It has a teeny tiny little QWERTY keyboard, so you can sit there and peck and do stuff like that. What else? And it's always on, so you can see here that, maybe you can't see, but it's showing me what time it is. It also obviously has gestures and GPS, and in fact, if you use this to get a map, it actually will give you directions for turn by turn or for walking or whatever. So what else? It has a fitness tracker capability because again, it has all those motion sensors and gyro controls. So really cool. It's a really nice smartwatch when paired with a Samsung device, and it really wants a Samsung device. The fact is that if you have an Apple Watch, then you really need to have an Apple phone. And exactly the same way, if you have a Gear S, you really need to have a Samsung phone to work with it. You can't have an HTC, you can't have anything from any of the other Android vendors. It really needs to be Samsung. And that's its greatest limitation. And that's the thing that I find really a drag about it, really. I mean, it's so cool because it's its own phone. I can actually leave my phone at home and go for a walk, and if a call comes in, this will get the call anyway. That's pretty slick, right? But if I don't have a Samsung phone, I'm left out of the party. So let's see what else. It has a micro USB charger, but before you get excited and think that there's a little tiny charging port on the watch, it ain't. So let me show you. It actually has this dock, and if you've looked at the Apple Watch, then the Apple Watch has a really neat magnetic connector. Samsung didn't do that. So this thing, you have to sort of click it on, and now you have the ability to charge it because now you have the little micro USB connector. So obviously it is way the heck too clunky for you to wear it with this on. And who the heck would do that anyway? Come on. But still pretty cool. Again, look at that display. It's bright. You can actually do things with it. But Android, sorta. It's really just Samsung in the Samsung universe, and Samsung ain't Apple. Now, let's look at screen sizes, because I also just happen to have an Apple Watch here. So you can see the Samsung screen is considerably bigger, but the Apple Watch is also a bit more elegant, and it has lots of different bands and other choices. However, for reasons I don't fully understand, Apple won't let third parties create watch faces. So Apple Watch, nice, tons of them out there. You got your half-dozen faces that Apple has developed, and that's it. Now Samsung, they have a whole Gear app store, and they have tons of watch faces, and I find that really fun. You can also do random, so every time you go to look at the time, it's a different look. That's kind of fun. I think that that's the kind of stuff I want to see on a wearable. But then think about this. So there's the Android Wear library, and if you watch the recent Google announcement, they're putting a lot of effort into Android Wear, which are Android-powered watches, right? Problem is, this doesn't work with Android Wear. This is Samsung, and it uses the Gear App Store. So over time, unfortunately, I think we're going to see less and less support for this as the Android Wear really kicks up and people really go in that direction. So as cool as it is, and it's actually pretty inexpensively priced. So let me get there real quick and I'll come back to my conclusion. It's $199. Or if you get a 2-year contract with AT&T or someone like that, it's under $100. So that's a great price point, but I gotta say that my gut feeling is that Samsung's going to come out with Android Wear, and this little guy is not going to be on its price list in 2 years. So you're really going to have to think through whether this is something you want, or you might be able to get a heck of a deal on it. Because if you do have a Samsung phone, this is a pretty sweet device. So Samsung Gear S, 199 bucks. You can find out about it at your favorite mobile phone carrier. And if you can, go in and let someone give you a demo, because it's pretty slick what this thing can do. As for me, quite honestly, this isn't what's going to be on my wrist. My Apple Watch is going to be on my wrist, because I'm looking into the future and I'm looking for something that's going to be of value in a year or two. And with any luck, fingers crossed, that's going to be the Apple Watch. And I just can't see that that's going to end up being the Gear S. So this is Dave Taylor trying to give you the real scoop on what's going on. It's a really cool device. I really wish they were running Android Wear, but it might be perfect for you. So I'll figure out what's on my wrist, and I'll see you in my next video.